guys, Melissa Johnson-Haight here, independent Scentsy consultant, back with you again today. And I worked on a really cool project. So if you like candles, if you like wax, if you like perfume, I have a fun conversation set up for you. I've done a lot of research. So bear with me, I've written this all down, so I'll be looking down a lot. Hopefully you're okay with that, but it's too hard for me to memorize all of this information. And once I start going through it, you'll understand. So forgive me that I don't have a teleprompter up here that I can read from and still keep my eyes on the camera. So just bear with me and let's go through it. So I did this video to give us a greater appreciation for the value of scent notes, the art itself of creating perfect fragrances, a journey into some of the history behind why fragrances still matter today and how far we've come. And because I'm a science nerd, I love neurology. I got a 99% in that class. And hopefully at the end of this video, you will too be fascinated by how fragrance affects the human body and its psychology. So come with me. Let me take you on an olfactory journey into the world of fragrance. Fragrance notes are the different layers of a fragrance. You have top, middle, and base notes. The top notes of a fragrance are the ones you recognize first. They are the lightest of all the notes and are the first to disappear. They do give the first impressions. They may not be the longest lasting, but they are the ones that tend to lure you in. Typically, there'll be citrus elements or light fruits and herbs. The middle or heart notes are the connecting link between the two other notes. They lie at the heart of the fragrance. They come into play just before the top notes fade away and lead the way for the base notes. These are the pleasant notes and well-rounded ones. The base notes are the foundation of a fragrance. They begin to shine through as the top notes completely fade away. They tend to make up 25% of that fragrance, while blending with the middle notes to add complexity. Many times these are the rich, smooth notes like vanilla, sandalwood, or musk. They leave you with the final lasting impression. Fragrance can be a sensory experience that can trigger a rush of memories from your past that perhaps even you forgot about. For example, my grandparents had a lilac tree in their backyard. When I melt a bar of Scentsy lilacs and violets, it's so authentic, it takes me right back to my childhood. I can see the purple flowers. I can see exactly how my grandparents' trailer looked and remember how they looked. In neuroscience, smell and memory are closely linked because of the anatomy of our brains. They are handled by the olfactory bulb in the front section of the brain, which then sends the information throughout your body. Odors make a direct route to the regions in our bodies related to our memories and our emotions. In one of the more recent Bring Back My bars Scentsy had, I got a bar of Lucky in Love. As soon as I smelled it, I got very emotional. It brought back the memories of just how much I loved Victoria's Secret's Love Spell. I used to buy tons of it until they changed their formula and it began to make me break out in hives. I stopped being able to purchase my beloved body butter. But that wax bar was so much like it, I felt like I was reunited with a long-lost friend. This also happens with taste. My grandma taught me how to make her special lasagna. We all used to fight for the leftovers at the holidays. When I make it now, those precious memories of my grandparents, my cousins, my parents, and my aunt and uncle all come rushing back like it was yesterday. Even Apple was once working with Harvard scientist David Edwards on the technology to allow their iPhones to share scents along with photos and texts on phones. Imagine, as a Scentsy consultant, the ability to market and share with your customers new and exciting launches of scents. I think that'd be fantastic. I hope they come through with it. A Harvard Business Review 2018 article discussed how big businesses like Abercrombie & Fitch and hotels like the Regent how those hotels pump their signature fragrances into lobbies, and Abercrombie & Fitch pumps those into their rooms and stores. Disney is very well known to do this as well. Fresh baked cookies in Main Street that make you hungry for a snack in the shops, or certain rides like Pirates of the Caribbean. When it becomes harder and harder to stand out from the crowd, it's an effective way to differentiate your business both emotionally and memorably. Think about the ways scent can help you make a more powerful impression on your customers. Try marketing to car dealerships, realtors. Think outside of the box to places like veterinary offices, doggy daycares, nail salons, your local spa, a hair salon, a doctor's office, a dentist's office, or even a therapist's office. Nike has worked with Don Goldworm, the co-founder of olfactive branding, for its signature scent. They were inspired by the smell of a rubber basketball sneaker as it scrapes across the court and a soccer cleat in the grass and dirt. Ms. Goldworm spent 5 years in perfumery school, followed by completing her master's degree at New York University, where her thesis was focused on olfactory branding. During a talk, she explained a very fascinating fact. She said smell is the only fully developed sense a fetus has in the womb, and the one most developed in children until age 10, when sight then takes over. Because smell and emotion are stored as memory, childhood is often the period in our lives that creates the basis for the smells you like and dislike all of your life. She also explained people smell and color. Scentsy also played with this recently in their Chase Rainbows collection. Think about it. What color do you think of when you smell lavender, grass, lemons, the ocean, chocolate, or pumpkins? People tend to lose their sense of smell as they age, but it can be strengthened like a muscle can be. For example, the next time you're walking down the street, concentrate on the scents your nose is smelling. Hone in on that sense and let your mind embrace what it is taking in. Just imagine how Scentsy improves these senses. When you try new things, bask in the favorites that bring you joy, evoke memories, awaken emotions inside your soul. Think of it like sensory workouts. By layering scent from different categories, you can create distinct and complex scents. Fragrance creation is a true art form. Just altering the base, middle, or top notes, even slightly, can create a different sense altogether. The base notes hold the longevity, depth, and comfort of the fragrance. The middle notes have the personality, complexity, and body of the scent. Lastly, the top notes have the initial impact, sparkle, and freshness of the scent. Perfumers and wax vendors will spend long hours of experimenting with their inspired combinations. They are rarely on point their very first try. It can take hundreds of tries to perfect that sweet spot. It can be difficult for creators to market research their creations to see if they'll resonate with the general public. In the perfume world, which you can use your imagination to see the correlation with the wax world, you have different strengths and concentrations. 1. Perfume is known as the pure perfume and boasts the highest concentration of fragrance, thus often commanding the highest prices. The higher the concentration, the longer it lasts on your skin. This classification is between 20 to 30%. The alcohol consumption in Perfume is very low compared to the others. You can expect it to last 10 hours, even more. It's better for those with sensitive skin since it contains a lower alcohol concentration. Number 2, eau de parfum is universal for everyday wear since it is usually cheaper. It focuses mainly on the middle notes. It's the second highest concentration at about 15 to 20%. It often lasts up to 8 hours a day. It's great for date nights since it's easily noticeable. Not optimal for close work environments. Number 3, eau de toilette is the most widely used type. These are usually lighter, still, and less complicated. The top notes are dominant but fade away quickly. It's got a concentration of 5 to 15%. Usually lasts 4 to 6 hours. It's great for everyday wear since it has higher alcohol concentrations and is better for summertime. Number 4, eau de cologne is the most recognized type. Cheaper and bigger bottles than other types simply because you need more to spray to achieve a significant effect. They last for a maximum of 2 hours and possess 2 to 5% concentration, highest alcohol content. It has a strong and appealing top note, least recommended for sensitive skin. Lastly, Eau Fraiche is the weakest type, light, delicate, and subtle. It doesn't have strong top notes. It's composed mainly of water and fragrance with only 1 to 3% strength. And it might last 2 hours. It's excellent for those with sensitive skin since it doesn't contain any alcohol. Experts say memories associated with smells tend to be more vivid when it happens, since they are the last we think about memories. People often say it conjures up memories so well that the person feels as though they are experiencing it all over again, like my Victoria's Secret experience. So think about trying to scent a wedding, the birth of a child, perhaps the purchase of a new home, or special holidays, maybe your first day at college, your child's graduation. Think about ways you can use those to market fragrances or Scentsy clubs. Researchers from the University of California, Irvine, discovered specific types of neurons within the brain's memory center that are responsible for acquiring new associate memories, such as memories triggered by totally unrelated items, such as odor. These odors can become so strongly associated with the memory to the extent that people can re-experience the event in their minds. A 2010 study published by the American Journal of Psychology found that memories associated with smells weren't necessarily more accurate, but that they tended to be more emotionally evocative. Associative memory is valuable. Imagine you always relax in a hot lavender-scented bath. You'll begin to associate lavender with relaxation. Over time, you could even get to the point when you simply smell lavender, even outside of a bath, your brain will still have the feeling of relaxation. Scent can even help with our ability to recall or recognize information. In a study group, researchers found that the best recognition performance occurred when the group was tested with the same scent that had been presented when they were first given the new information. Imagine how teachers can use scent in classrooms to help students perform more significantly. Smell is created when a substance is released into the air. For us to be able to detect it, those molecules need to enter our nose. The more the substance gives off those molecules, the stronger the smell. Scent travels through the air through constantly moving particles, freely moving in all sorts of directions, spreading out as they go along. Once those particles reach our nostrils, our olfactory receptors begin to pick them up and send signals back to the olfactory bulb in our brains. Our brain then determines the composition of those mixes of odor particles. The most fascinating part is that the very same pathway also connects to the areas of our brains connected to our memory and emotion. A large portion of the human genetic material makeup is taken up with the olfactory receptor gene family. Pretty incredible for a sense so often dismissed. An awful lot of our genetic code is invested in it. It's usually our first line of defense. One study even suggests humans can detect and discern 1 trillion different scents. According to the Bible, the 3 wise men gifted the baby Jesus frankincense and myrrh, as well as gold. Ancient Egyptians burned incense called kefi, made of henna, myrrh, cinnamon, and juniper as a religious offering. These kefi recipes are written inside 2 temple walls, the Temple of Philae and the Temple of Edfu. What an Egyptian mummy might smell like may have never even crossed your mind. But imagine how some combination of pine, cedar, juniper, and myrrh would smell, particularly in a well-preserved specimen. When the art of mummification reached its highest degree of sophistication, these ingredients served to purify the body. Resins used in mummification, like cedar, pine, and myrrh have strong antibacterial properties that kill microorganisms that would cause the body to rot and smell. Perhaps it's why the 3 wise men gifted that to the baby Jesus. Food for thought. To perhaps preserve his body after crucifixion until he rose again from his tomb. Perhaps. The sense of smell seems to be something very important in Egyptian culture. Egyptians soaked aromatic wood, gum, resins in oil and water and used the liquid as a fragrant body lotion. The Egyptian word for perfume is translated into fragrance of the gods. Even the Muslim prophet Muhammad once said that perfumes are foods to reawaken the spirit. After the fall of Rome, perfume was primarily an Oriental art. It spread to Europe when the 13th century Crusaders brought back samples from Palestine to England, France, and Italy. Europeans discovered the health benefits. During the 17th century, doctors treating plague victims covered their mouths with leather pouches holding cloves, cinnamon, and spices. They believed that these would protect them from diseases. France's King Louis XIV used perfume so much that he was called the Perfume King. His court contained a floral pavilion filled with fragrances and dried flowers. And dried flowers were placed in bowls throughout the palace to freshen the air. Royal guests bathed in goat's milk and rose petals. Visitors were often doused with perfume, which also made it then to clothing, furniture, and walls. It was at this time France became the leading producer of perfumes. In England, aromatics were contained in lockets and the hollow heads of people's canes to be sniffed by their owners. It wasn't until the late 1800s synthetic chemicals were used so that perfumes could be mass-produced. Some plants, such as lily of the valley, do not produce oils naturally. In fact, only about 2,000 of the 250,000 known flowering plant species contain essential oils. Therefore, synthetic chemicals must be used to recreate the smells of non-oily substances. Fragrance arouses emotions, tells a story, and takes us on a true olfactory journey. The notes are part of the orchestration of the fragrance. The choice of the notes selected will give the fragrance all of its splendor. The olfactive pyramid of top, middle, and base notes allows its creator to prioritize and organize it in such a way to make it harmonious, continuous, and gradual. This is how the fragrance creator is able to deliver all of its facets and allow it to come to life. The base notes give it the soul. They convey the main message of the fragrance. They make up deep notes that provide the memory. The base notes are not discovered right away. They are revealed like a meeting with someone who is a little shy, mysterious, who needs time before revealing their true nature, eventually letting you succumb to their charms. The top note is the essential introduction of the fragrance, like an appetizer before a meal or an initial meeting with someone for the first time. It's like the smile of the fragrance. You know, the one that makes you want to get to know the person. When well orchestrated, they make you want to continue to feel the evolution of the fragrance. An initial bad impression can spoil a future beautiful relationship. Fragrance should be emotional, trying to evoke art and beauty rather than scientific concepts. The middle heart notes escape after each of the initial top notes have left the scene. They become the curves of the fragrance. If well orchestrated, these heart notes bring softness and comfort to the fragrance. They should make you want to discover the evolution of the scent. A fragrance without a balanced architecture risks creating an impression of emptiness that would distract from the overall beauty of the fragrance. A vast variety of floral and fruit notes act as the heart of the fragrance. The choice between natural and synthetic materials impact the fragrance quality. The more natural, the more evolved, lively, and richer it will be. A fragrance with more synthetic material is often straighter, more stable, and linear in evolution. The middle notes allow it to become rounder and denser, to take shape in volume. It becomes the deep conversation after the initial meeting. In the perfume world, Jean Carles is a highly respected perfumer and educated. or educator. He's the creator of McGriffey and Miss Dior. He is also the founder and first director of Rory Perfume School of the 1940s. He was the first to create a method on the learning of raw materials to help apprentice perfumers to master his art. He is credited with the concept of top, heart, and base notes, which allows us to understand the construction of perfume. You must take your time when choosing a perfume or fragrance. You must let it evolve on your skin. Go to sleep with it on your skin. You must be comfortable wearing it. If it is beautiful when you smell it, but you grow tired of it while wearing it, it means you're not comfortable with it. It should be the perfect companion of your dreams. The reaction of those around you while wearing it should also be a factor of consideration. Give the notes the opportunity to reveal themselves to you, to fully evolve. Take your time. 12 functional fragrances that enhance well-being. Research has indicated that the smell of crisp apples may actually help ease the pain of migraine headaches. One study revealed participants who found the scent appealing experienced a significant reduction in both headache symptoms and shortened migraine episodes. Previous studies on green apple odor revealed also that it may also help with feelings of anxiety, which I think is pretty cool. Caraway is praised for its soothing effects on the mind and feelings of harmony and trust. It can be an energizing aid for stress reduction and encourage positive thoughts. Clary sage can help with anxiety, stress, and tension with its sedative effects. It can help uplift moods, boost self-confidence, strength, hope, and self-esteem. Vanilla has been utilized to promote serenity. Since the 17th century, according to a study published in the Indian Journal of Pharmacology, vanilla is highly effective in combating OCD and depression. In a study published by the Proceedings of ISOT/JASTS in 2004, researchers discovered via mood mapping measurement that taking a simple whiff of vanilla, the vanilla bean, elevated participants' feelings of joy and relaxation. Pine. Some Native American tribes refer to the pine tree as the watchman of the sky because, in legend, it is always growing taller in order to catch the beams of the sun. In ancient times, the needles of the trees were used as mattress filters, and it was believed they protected sleepers from fleas and lice. According to one Japanese study, a pine scent can decrease anxiety and lower depression and stress levels. The participants who went on a walk through a pine forest reported significant feelings of relaxation. Studies conducted at the Sense of Smell Institute indicate that peppermint has mood-elevating properties that make it useful for alleviating symptoms of anxiety and depression. It can help enhance mood and mental performance and relieve feelings of sadness. Another small study from Jesuit University suggests that smelling peppermint could be linked to greater cognitive stamina, motivation, and overall performance. It can help aid students when taking tests, hence why they say to chew mint gum when you're taking a test. Jasmine. The word jasmine is from Parisian origin, and for centuries the oil of the tiny flower with a sweet, captivating scent has been among the most valuable in aromatherapy and ceremonial purposes. Along with rose oil, fragrance creators consider jasmine the most expensive and exotic oils used in perfumery today. The essential oil is good for meditation, promoting harmony, reducing stress, and inducing joy and happiness. Lavender, one of the most useful and versatile in aromatherapy. Widely grown in the Mediterranean, with the largest producers being France and Bulgaria. Well known for helping to ease symptoms of anxiety, stress, melancholy, and insomnia. This is fascinating. Fresh cut grass. Modern scent researchers discovered recently that a chemical released by newly mown lawns can make people feel joyful and relaxed. For the lawn itself, the pleasant odor is actually a distress signal released by the grass blades themselves The chemical emitted makes people feel happy and can even help prevent mental decline in old age. After 7 years of research, Dr. Nick Levitas, a neuroscientist at the University of Queensland, Brisbane, developed a perfume called Scent, which claims to relieve stress and boost memory. It smells identical to that of a freshly cut lawn. Fennel. The essential oil is believed to promote spiritual and emotional strength in ancient cultures, and it was used to bestow courage and strength upon warriors. Known in the essential oil world to improve self-esteem and motivation and self-worth. Citrus. Scents like lemon and orange may be well known for their vitamin C properties, but simply by sniffing the fruit, their known energy boosters can help relieve symptoms of anxiety and irritability. Sometimes referred to as liquid sunshine. I personally like to think of liquid sunshine as the welcome summer bar from Scentsy. But in citrus, their uplifting qualities can help uplift moods, reduce stress, and help ease depression. Cinnamon, one of the world's oldest known spices. A study conducted at Jesuit University concluded that participants experienced improvements in visual motor responses, memory functions, and attention spans. Some of the most addictive smells. Almond scented glue, once thought to be an ingenious marketing idea. Manufacturers added almond scent in the product composition. The sweet scent was so powerful that some kids have been known to even taste the little irresistible jars. Aromatic hydrocarbons, gasoline vapor, new car scent, or even the scent of a felt-tipped marker. Many people are particularly fond of them. The chemical molecules have a sweet smell to them. The odors diffused by these solvents can evoke fruity or flowery smells, reminding us of childhood. Generally, it is the benzene, a kind of hydrocarbon found in plastics and gasoline, that tickles our olfactory perception. Once inhaled, it will inhibit our nervous system by causing a slight sensation of temporary euphoria. Some manufacturers play the marketing card with new car sprays to unconsciously convince you to make that purchase. Keep in mind these smells can become dangerous if exposed too long to them. Coffee, a bewitching smell to so many. Sometimes just breathing in the scent is enough to feel better. Researchers at the University of Seoul demonstrated in a study the relaxing properties of the smell of those roasting beans. The study revealed a reduction in stress and improvement of sleep. The scent itself relaxes, while the caffeine contained in the precious beverage is what actually excites people. That's why some don't enjoy the taste but appreciate the aroma. It seems the burnt notes are what seems to remind us of slightly burnt toast and evokes childhood memories. Rain in the summer. Rain itself doesn't have a smell. The sweet scent is actually the result of a chemical reaction between water and soil. More specifically, the meeting of ozone, petrichor, or geosmin. Just before a heat storm, the atmosphere becomes charged with ozone. This ozone is produced by the electrical discharges of lightning and is transported by the wind. Petrichor, which could be translated as the blood of the stone in Greek, is an oily liquid that plants secrete when it's very hot outside to protect the seeds from drought. When raindrops hit the ground, they disperse this substance like an aerosol can would. Geosmin is a substance released by certain bacteria present in the soil. Upon contact with the rain, these bacteria are ejected into the air, revealing a wet earth odor. I personally am enamored with the smell of new magazines. There exists a Facebook fan page for sniffing whiteboard markers and new glossy magazines. I should join. Often when we smell something, we're not experiencing the immediate odor itself, but more so recalling upon past experiences and emotions associated with this odor. It's easy then to connect with every new reading experience. It's easy then to connect every new reading experience with a fond memory like opening up a new copy of the Deathly Hallows that just got released. Back then, you were excited for the adventure that was to come. So now, the scent of fresh ink perhaps triggers the same childhood excitement within you. Our sense of smell is also inseparable from our emotions. As if costume changes and sanguine pop lyrics weren't enough, Katy Perry in the past has used scents to transport her audiences into a cotton candy wonderland. Sign me up. Similarly, when you inhale the fresh ink in your new magazine or book, you are engaging with and immersing yourself within the narrative. The Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation conducted a study in 1992 to understand nostalgia in terms of scents. Researchers found that those born before the 1930s cited smells of nature, including pine, hay, horses, sea air, and meadows, whereas those born between 1930 to 1979 were reminded of their childhood by smells such as plastic, scented markers, vapor, sweet tarts, and Play-Doh. Conversely, perhaps, another explanation could be that the hot off the press smell denotes the magazine or book newness, thus coding it as an inviting thing to be explored. The addictive smells that obsess us have the power to send us back in time with distant memories. Odors are directly confronted with that area dedicated to our emotions in the brain. They then become memorized and conscious. A particular smell is enough to revive a memory once shaped by our senses. We all have different olfactory senses. Some people love the smell of wet paint, while others feel nauseous just thinking about it. Certain odors seem attractive because they activate a circuit in our brains linked to pleasure that then releases serotonin and dopamine. The hormones of happiness. The challenge of fragrance creators is to find the ones that will trigger a positive emotion or memory within us. The idea of well-being, joyful moments to evoke a maternal bonding of sorts to those fragrances, acting like a perfume cocoon, which reassures us even in adulthood. What are your olfactory addictions? What are 5 scents to make you happy? Lavender, jasmine, neroli, which is orange, rose, and yuzu. What fragrance type is most popular? Floral, commonly used in many well-known perfumes. What is the wide world favorite scent? Vanilla. Researchers at Oxford University London found it's the most loved across the globe despite cultural differences. Paraffin-type waxes maximize scent throw. What is the happiest smell? Researchers found that citrus scents are often cited as some of the most pleasant smells and have been shown to boost energy and reduce stress. Excellent news for perfume lovers. It's frequently used in the top notes of favorite fragrances. Researchers say people spend more when they are in an environment with warm scents such as vanilla and cinnamon as opposed to cool scents such as peppermint. America's #1 perfume fragrance in 2022, Tom Ford. What wax holds scent the longest? Paraffin. It's the strongest scent throw you can get. Makes for clean burning candle type, but burns quickly. Soy has great scent throw, but also has a longer burn time. Also, clean burning and comes from a renewable source. How can I make my wax smell stronger? Let the entire wax surface melt. You should always leave your candles burn at least 2 hours. For candles, if you wanted to fill your room with scent quickly, your best bet might be a candle topper. Yankee Candle sells some really cute ones. What scents are men attracted to? Pumpkin pie, jasmine, black licorice, cinnamon, vanilla, banana nut bread, and citrus. Of those men, there was a 40% increase in attraction when pumpkin pie was mixed with lavender. I've never thought to do that. What's the most calming scent? Lavender and chamomile. They're found to reduce anxiety and promote sleep. Simply smelling lavender has been linked to improving pain and inflammation and easing depression. What is the world's most expensive perfume? Shamouk, Spirit of Dubai, created by Nabil, has rare natural ingredients, launched in 2019. It's a musky scent made with rose and sandalwood. Costs more than 1.5 million euros. The bottle is adorned with diamonds and gemstones, gold and marble, even pearls. The greatest fragrances of all time. Chanel No. 5, launched in 1921, remains the world's most famous perfume. Its powdery, floral, masterful blend of over 80 ingredients include ylang ylang, rose centrifolia, and jasmine, best-selling in history. Rumored that a bottle is sold every 30 seconds, millions of bottles have been sold. Le Labo Santal 33, launched in 2011. There are no bottles in the shops, only testers. You pay and then they make it right there in front of you. Guaranteed fresh. 33 stands for the amount of ingredients that go into it. First spritz is a massive dose of sandalwood and patchouli. It has a slight pepperiness, smokiness. Simmers down with cedarwood, amber, vanilla in its dry down. The label has the date that it was made, where it was made, who made it for you, and your name. It could fill a room, so go light with it. Thierry Mugler Angel, launched in 1992. It's very strong, has a deep praline and patchouli scent profile. 30 different notes from cotton candy, coconut, apricot, honey, nutmeg, etc. are also involved in it. The eau de toilette is much lighter and a more wearable version. Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, launched in 2001. It's a warm orange and patchouli with a rose floral. Small amount of musk and vanilla. There's also Dolce Gabbana Light Blue. It's a lemony green apple smell. Dior Eau Sauvage. It has licorice notes, bergamot, ambroxan, vanilla. Tom Ford Black Orchid. It's a strong incense, spice, vanilla, chocolate, truffle, orchid, patchouli, and musk type scent. Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio. It has vetiver, sea notes, green mandarin, lavender, ambroxan. Ambroxan is a synthetic replacement for ambergris. Ambergris produced in the digestive system of sperm whales. It has a marine fecal odor, which acquires a sweet earthy scent as it ages, similar to that of isopropyl alcohol, without the astringency. It allows the scent to last longer and is highly valued by perfume makers. And oddly enough, dogs are attracted to the scent of ambergris. Most seductive scents in the world according to science: jasmine, rose, lily of the valley, vanilla, ginger, black licorice, saffron, and champaca. The top 10 perfumes men love to smell on women. Versace Dylan Turquoise, pour them. It's fruity fresh lemon, guava, freesia, and jasmine. Baccarat Rouge 540 by Mason Francis Kirkjohn. It's a sweet amber, warm, cozy scent. It has saffron, jasmine, amberwood, ambergris, fir resin, and cedar notes. And it's very similar to Ariana Grande Cloud. Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Parfum is, but I've explained that earlier. Coco Vanille by Mancera. It's a coconut, white peach, tiare flower, I can't talk today. tiare flower, ylang ylang, jasmine, Madagascar vanilla, white musk, and woody notes. Dolce Gabbana, Anthology Imperatrice 3. This has a Garnier Fructis type scent. Cloud by Ariana Grande. This contains lavender, bergamot, pear, whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla, orchid, musk, and woody notes. It's very noticeable in the coconut scent. Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. Femme by Hugo Boss is a rose, freesia, lily, apricot, and blackcurrant scented perfume. Club de Nuit, Milestone by Armaf. It's a fruity sea salt scent. Sweet Like Candy by Ariana Grande. Blackberries, pear, bergamot, whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, frangipani, jasmine, honeysuckle, vanilla, and cashmere wood. I found that interesting. The strongest smelling Bath & Body Works candles in 2022. Laundry Day, pumpkin pecan waffles, fresh balsam, leaves, fresh lilacs, blueberry pie, white gardenia, and eucalyptus spearmint. The fragrance oils or essential oils used in the production of wax melts will affect the time they last. If the oil is lightly used, less than 6% concentration, then you can expect a shorter melt time and a weaker scent throw. Wax needs time to absorb all of the scents, which can take up to a few weeks. They work best when they are cured an appropriate amount of time. 12 best smelling flowers in the world. Gardenia, rose, lily, magnolia, jasmine, freesia, honeysuckle, lavender, orange blossom, hyacinth, lilac, and heliotrope. What are the most inviting scents by research? Citruses, vanillas, herbs, teas, and trees. The rarest scents per Harrods.com, and they're in the UK. Frankincense, saffron, and oud. Pay close attention, Scentsy people. In the time of Roman ancient empires, when frankincense played a crucial role in religious ceremonies, the world's most important source of material was Oman. To this day, the country's Dhofar region, which endures monsoon-like rain in the summer, produces what is considered to be the highest grade of frankincense in the world. Amage incense, Rioi Attar Pure perfume oil was created by perfumer Julien Rasquini. I'm not very good at speaking French. As a traditional attar, composed entirely of precious oils, it showcases the richest, most meditative attributes of this noble ingredient. 12 ml is 430 pounds. The fragrance family, sweet, spicy, and woody. Saffron is from the fragrance family Gourmand, and it has a deep leather-like attribute. So special that some of its varieties can cost almost 8,000 pounds per kilogram, known as red gold. Saffron is one of the most ancient perfume ingredients, either as a single note or harnessed within a blend. It adds an undeniable aromado to any perfume because of its intimate, soft, yet earthy characteristics. Oud. Fragrance family, woody, ranging from sweet to earthy. Almost overwhelmingly powerful, oud oil is created when a fungus attacks the bark of the Aquilaria tree. The substance is produced by the trees as a defense mechanism and is by far one of the most expensive perfume ingredients, with some varieties of oud priced at around 75,000 pounds per kilogram. I personally think this is why Vanilla Oud, the Vanilla Oud Scentsy Wax Bar, was listed in a fairly recent flash sale bundle, but ended up being replaced, and people received duplicate grapefruit sunshine, I think it was, bars instead of the vanilla oud. I also think it's why it didn't show up in the most recent Bring Back My Bar voting options, when the rest of the 2020 winners did show up in that voting. The next scent that's very expensive, orris butter. Fragrance family, fresh, woody, yet delicately floral. Cherished by the 16th century noblewoman, Catherine de Medici. The material obtained in the rhizomes of the iris plant, known as orris butter, is among the most hypnotic in perfumery, with a smell that is a combination of powdery, woody, and violet notes. It requires between 3 to 5 years to mature before it can be used. It is extremely precious, with some varieties costing more than 3 times as much as gold. Diptyque Opus. Inspired by the meanderings of a London theater, this fragrance encompasses the smell of woodwork to the curtain drawn across the stage. 75 ml is 210 pounds. Cardamom. Fragrance family, spicy, citrus, and woodsy. A rare example of a spice that manages to smell both hot and cold. Cardamom has long been prized as a vital addition to perfume. The third costliest spice in the world, its warm aroma is a breath of fresh air. The fragrance notes that last the longest, number 1 is patchouli, then followed by white musk, sandalwood, tuberose, and freesia. Musk and woody families seem to last the longest, particularly if they're present in the base of a perfume. This is because the oils tend to evaporate at a slower rate than those with a fruity or floral base, meaning they're noticeable longer. Generally, fragrances with a lower concentration of essential oils fade faster. The most popular Scentsy scents per Scentsy.com, apple in 2022, apples and cinnamon sticks, Arctic Kiss, baked apple pie, black raspberry vanilla, blueberry cheesecake, cashmere and corduroy, Christmas cottage, and cider mill. 5 romantic scents for Valentine's Day. Rose, the most romantic flower, jasmine, vanilla, lavender, and patchouli. What scents drive women crazy? Cinnamon, long thought to generate arousal in both men and women. Clean and invigorating scents of citrus such as lemon, lime, oranges, lemongrass, red grapefruit give men that fresh out of the shower scent as a smell women find appealing. Want to know what mine are? The scents that drive me crazy? Scentsy Arsenal is harmonious sandalwood and lavender spring from a river of nostalgic marine notes. Also, Scentsy Bonfire Beach. Toasted marshmallows smoldering over white flint and sandalwood harmonize with salty sea air and ocean spray. Also, Scentsy Woodland Suede. Retreat to tranquil wooded wonderland redolent with red oak, smoky cedar, suede musk, and bright winter lemon. As far as colognes go, Mercedes-Benz Man, crisp hair, smoky ambrette seed paired with heart notes of sharp cedar, chilled geranium, base notes of parasanderwood and verdant oak moss. Bentley Silver Lake, exhilarating as a drive through a mountain landscape of snow-covered peaks, evergreen forests, and crystal clear lakes. Notes of ambery woods, lavender essence, lemon sfuma, peppermint essence, and pink pepper. Bentley Black Edition, radiant accord of powdery violet, tangy tangerine, cool pink pepper, and nutmeg, brightened by a hint of jasmine, unfolds. Smooth patchouli and earthy papyrus. Darker, still dried down weaves, cool and intense. It has tobacco-scented tonka bean and leather-type cedarwood atlas of a base of musk and crisp dry woods. And last but not least, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. Blend of marine breeze, sandalwood, and sensual musk wood notes. Researchers at Washington State University found ginger, cardamom, licorice, and chocolate tend to stir romantic feelings, while rose promotes positivity and happiness. Beeswax candles, they're the healthiest choice in candles. Made from the caps of bee honeycombs, beeswax candles burn clean and very long lasting. They give a pleasant scent, a pleasant natural fragrance as they burn. Dripless when they are burned properly and release negative ions, which can help clean the air in a room. It's 100% non-toxic too. Most sold candle scent, vanilla. It's America's favorite scent. Most expensive wax for candles, coconut wax. It holds fragrance and color very well, has a clean burn, and produces very little soot. What time of year do candles sell most? Approximately 35% of candle sales occur during the Christmas holiday season. No surprise. I found, not even just according to Scentsy, but the amount of wax determines the strength of a scent. A few pieces together will create a stronger, longer lasting scent versus one small piece. Also, the concentration of oils used. The highest percentage is usually 12%. To get the best scent throw from the making of wax melts, add fragrance oil at 185 degrees and stir gently and thoroughly in the melted wax. This is the optimal temp for wax and the fragrance oil to bind together, giving the best scent throw. But the size and defining features of a room can impact how long it takes the scent to spread. Ceiling heights, square footage, flooring, airflow, and even furniture can be determining factors. Temperatures can also impact performance. Types of warmers and wattage can even alter how well it might do. Don't let wax melts sit unused for a very long time. They can start to lose their scent if they are not properly packaged and stored. Using them too soon can even lead to disappointment. Some need more time than others to cure. The strongest scented plant, night blooming jasmine, has the most powerful fragrance. What makes it unique is its nature to bloom at night, wafting the intoxicating aroma in the air. Ways to personally smell good. Drink plenty of water. Dehydration makes bad smells stronger. Spritz a favorite scent in your closet once a week. Store a scented sachet in your underwear drawer. Spray perfume on your hairbrush, but don't spray it directly on the scalp. It can be harmful and damage hair roots if you spray it directly on the hair roots of your scalp. Spray your bare torso with fragrance instead of just your neck and your clothes. Blend with other scents. Use deodorant, shoe sprays if needed. Diet. Less onions and garlic. These can affect how perfumes react to your body. More fruits and vegetables. Find the right perfume type. Where you apply your fragrances matters. Pulse points on your wrists, backs of your ears, and behind the knees. Use roll-ons versus spray. Roll-ons are more concentrated. Laundry soaps. Scentsy offers lots of fun laundry soaps. Lotions and oils. Clothing types. You'll want to find those that reduce sweating. Botox treatments if you have hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating. Reapply fragrance twice a day, if needed. Don't overdo it. Spray your pillows and sheets if you tend to sweat. Let your perfume dry down before you go. Wind and air can suddenly neutralize your scent. Why does everyone's house have a scent? It's called occupant odor, and it can come from the detergents you use, cooking smells, cleaning supplies, and room fresheners. They occupy spaces like curtains, carpets, cushions, and pillows. Combined together, the meshing of these scents creates your distinct home smell. Herbal teas like peppermint, chamomile, and hibiscus are naturally caffeine-free. Not only will the toxins flush out of your system, but added hydration further assists in flushing bad bacteria from the body for a better smelling you. Using too little wax and warmers isn't always enough to scent your space. The melter will use it too rapidly and you'll end up disappointed in the scent throw. 5 tips to make candles last longer. Don't burn a new candle for only a few minutes. Keep wicks trimmed. Avoid putting your candle in the path of vents, fans, and drafts. Keep wax pools full of debris and let the candle cool completely before relighting. The foulest smelling flowers. The corpse flower. Not only one of the biggest flowers in the world, it's also one of the smelliest. Named after the putrid smell of its bloom. Though blooms are rare, the smell of rotting flesh lingers in the air for days. It's native to central Sumatran rainforests, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Borneo. It can weigh up to 24 pounds and grows as long as a human torso. The odor they emit attracts flesh flies and beetles to pollinate the plant. Other foul flowering plants. The carrion flower or toad flower, or even called the Zulu giant of South Africa. It resembles a cactus with starfish-shaped flowers. It too has a rotting characteristic smell. The flowers, covered in little white hairs, attract flies and maggots to reproductive organs inside. The stinking root parasite plant lives off the ground roots of shrubs. Red flowers sprout from the sand, jam-packed with black beetles attracted to its dung scent. The beetles are trapped inside the flower, but spill out when the flower opens. And lastly, the dead horse arum lily is a rare heat-producing plant. It can raise its temps to trap flies inside its flowers who are attracted to its dead horse scent. On a warm sunny day, the flower will unroll and release its stench. The flies are lured in and get trapped an entire day. The next day, these male flowers shed pollen, and the pollen-coated flies leave the plant and go on to cross-pollinate the receptive female dead horse lilies. What is the strongest scent in the world? The acetone. Considered a dangerous chemical due to its extremely foul odor, an ability to render people unconscious, induce vomiting, and can be detected over long distances. What is the best scent in the world? Vanillin. Main component in vanilla extract, according to a study published in Current Biology on April 6, 2022. Why do hippies use patchouli oil? The hippie culture emphasized unbounded love and inclusiveness. Patchouli oil is known for its calming and libido-enhancing effects, which made it popular among that culture group. Eating citrus fruits are a quick way to improve your own natural aroma. Oranges, lemons, and grapefruits are packed full of pleasant-smelling oils and compounds, which are quickly absorbed by the body and gently released through the skin. How can you tell if your breath is offensive? Simply lick the inside of your wrist and sniff. If it smells bad, you can be fairly sure your breath is too. If you burn a candle more than 4 hours at a time, carbon will collect on the wick and your wick will begin to mushroom. This can cause your wick to become unstable. The flame can get too large and the candle can smoke and release soot into the air and around the candle container. Lastly, for this fun talk, scientists believe that smell and memory are so closely linked that memories associated with smells tend to be older and thought about less often, meaning the recollection is very vivid when it happens. So go out there and find your favorite scents and make a bunch of scent memories that you can recall later. So you guys, I hope that was fun. I tried to throw in some fun facts with the talk so it wasn't all science and boring. I thought that some of the odd flowers and fun facts would just add some fun to the conversation. So thanks so much, you guys, and we will see you soon. Bye.